When Josh and I talk to hospitals across the country, we find common certificate management issues. And one of the biggest ones right off the bat is visibility. They have no way to easily discover all of the certificates that are in their ecosystem. There's too many disparate systems, and there's internal and external certificates, and it's a very difficult thing to manage simply with spreadsheet tools. And then if you have old certificates like SHA-1 certs or Rogue certs, self-signed certs, these are great targets for hackers, and we certainly want to try and help in that area as well. Oftentimes, an expired certificate brings down servers and devices, and then you have a lot of unhappy customers, and nobody really likes being in that position. Then from a management control perspective, management wants you to be able to avoid those expired certificates or some of the other things that I've mentioned, but they want you to report on expiration and policy enforcement, and you really don't have any real good tools to do that with. There's no control of who's buying what kind of certs or from which CA. So we're gonna help in that arena as well. And then the big one that everybody mentions is, the renewal workflow process. In most cases, you may have to issue a renewal ticket through, a ServiceNow application, or in many cases, it's just a flat-out manual renewal process that you have to go through burdensome tasks and practically manually walk that renewal request through. So these are a lot of the common issues that Josh and I hear all the time. I'm sure some of these resonate with you. Here's an example, just to put it more in graphical perspective, but let's say you have 1,500 certificates and you've got 10 CA vendors that you have to work with. Now, if you don't have any tools, it's kind of difficult to manage all those different certificates from whichever CA that, it came from. So we're going to introduce you to the AppviewX Cert Platform. And what it's going to do for you, and you'll see this in our presentation today, is it's going to first go out and crawl your network and discover all of your certificates. It's going to allow you to automate that process, have an inventory of all your certificates, and have a good audit trail. It's going to illustrate graphically, and this is one of the fun parts of the solution, is that it has a lot of good graphic representation showing you the chain of trust and the device that certificate is assigned to. In this case, we've got F5, but it could be a Citrix NetScaler or some other device, and Josh is going to show you that. Then we're going to help you manage all those certs in that multi-vendor environment from a single pane of glass. And that's going to help you enforce the compliance issues that we were talking about. And for example, again, we have a lot of good graphical information here. All of these things you can drill down on with the click of a button. So if you wanted to look at this policy compliance report on servers, we see that 5% of the server certificates are out of compliance. I wonder why. So you just click on that red slice, and it would then give you more information, more detailed information to be able to hopefully resolve those issues. And then finally, a lot of organizations with solutions will be told they can automate these workflows, and the problem is that you start from scratch. And at AppviewX, we don't do that. We've done this enough times. We've worked with all size organizations, and so part of the benefit that we bring to the table is that we've got templates already designed, 120 plus automation workflow templates. And more often than not, instead of you being in a situation where any vendor can tell you, we'll go ahead and create a workflow for you, and who knows how long it's going to take to do that. We've got templates that are going to cut down that effort significantly. More times than not, we can find a template that, maybe it doesn't do 100% of what you want it to do. We've got to customize it a little bit, but it greatly reduces the time frame to automate your renewal process and other workflows that you'd like to do. and obviously eliminate the errors, remove the manual steps, and reduce cost. Some of our healthcare customers, just to give you a perspective, on the provider side, Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, Horizon Blue Cross. On the provider side, Kaiser Permanente. This is just a partial list. Josh has a lot of great information he wants to share with you, so we'll turn it over to Josh. And by the way, Josh and I encourage a lot of questions. Don't feel like you have to wait till the end of the presentation. Just jump right in and fire away, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. Josh, it's all yours.
Thanks, Steve.